Hello and welcome to The One Show with John Richardson.
And Angela Scanlon. Tonight we are joined by one of the biggest stars on the planet.
He's just released his third album, Divide, and tonight he'll be performing twice. It's the one and only Ed Sheeran. Exclusive when the man himself performs Supermarket Flowers, and we'll be chatting to him later too.
But first, here's Adi Banji doing something a bit more useful with a big crowd.
It's quiet in the studio. Can we get a round of applause for Ed Sheeran, please? He's inside. Ed, it's been a big day. We have got something very, very special for you. Do you want to be honest, John?
Yes. Now, you sang a song, didn't you, called Lego House?
Yeah.
Now, you're a fan, and Angela has nothing to do with an evening.
No.
So last night...
A lot of time on my hands.
Wow.
Did
you actually do that?
I may or may not have done that.
That's incredible.
Isn't it wonderful?
That's so mad.
Over 4,000 pieces in there.
That's you as well.
That's bonkers.
That is
it?
Yeah, you might be a bit close if I go further
although
away.
we didn't realise the glass. Yes, it's yours. You can keep it later. We're afraid you might smash it.
Yeah, if you're good, you can have it.
I'm a bit accident prone.
So, yeah, I mean, wonderful. And you're interested in art, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you designed the album art cover in Damien Hirst's studio.
Yeah, well, it was. There you go. There was just one day I was trying to think of what to do for an album cover. I knew I wanted it to be bright blue, and I'd been there and visited it before and seen he had this huge spinning machine for his spin painting. So he luckily allowed me to go there, and we kind of got dressed up in these sort of jumpsuits, and he just gave me loads of blue paint buckets, and I just lobbed them.
And just let you loose in the studio.
Yeah, and I got covered in paint, and and then he sent them to me. He was really sweet, really.
When you say he uses them for his spin paintings, I assume he doesn't describe those as just lobbing paint.
I imagine. No, I think his are a bit more planned out. I just wanted mine to be an explosion of blue, but I think his are a bit more planned.
You would hope. And he designed you a tattoo as well, right?
He did. Well, yeah, he drew a shark, and I got it tattooed on me.
It's already there.
Yeah, I don't want to get it up though, because it's my dad bod's come back, and I don't want to.
Dad bod?
Where is it?
It's right on my ribs there.
OK.
So you get your tattoos to mark key events in your life. Key event today, new album out. Yeah. Very exciting. First album for 3 years. How do you boil 3 years down?
Well, I've actually had the Divide tattoo from 2011 now.
Just under the watch, in case you change your mind about the album.
Yeah.
Watch over it later.
Sorry, what was your question before that?
Well, you've got 12 songs from 3 years. Yeah. How does that come about?
Just a lot of whittling down. Every time I thought the album was done, I'd sort of leave it for a bit and then live with it, and then come back to it and realise that I could do better. So I just kept adding, taking away, adding, taking away.
A lot of maths.
A lot of maths. A lot of maths. Smart. But yeah, and then it kind of finally got to a point where, had someone not just taken the album and put it out, I would have done that for forever. Because I didn't really know when the album was done, and then someone just kind of took it and went.
So who tells you?
Time. I always said I wanted to release a single first week of January, so it had to happen.
This has to happen.
Get Christmas out of the way.
But I had Castle on the Hill recorded and done for about 2 years. We just never thought it would be a single.
Right. And Multiply, your last album, sold 14 million copies. You had a target this time round, is that right? Yeah,
well, my target for the last one was 10.
OK.
So the target for this one... And
you exceeded that, just 10, and you did millions, didn't you? So
I reckon this time I'd like... Do you know what? My main target for me is to break France. France is like it was the last market. They never really... I never really broke it on Plus or Multiply, and it's just starting on this record. So I'd love to break France.
Why is that?
They've got such a big domestic market. It's 90% radio on there is just French artists. So this English-speaking artists, you're competing with the likes of Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Taylor, Justin Bieber. So to kind of get in there, you have to really be one of those acts.
So you look at the business side of things. You take that quite seriously.
Yeah, well, I think, I spend a lot of time creatively creating something, and I don't let business get involved in that at all, and I make what I'm really, really happy with. And then in my mind, I'm kind of like, why not want the whole world to hear this? Why not try and get it out to as many people as possible? Yeah. It's kind of like a dirty word to say when I'm saying, oh, I like check my stats and figures, and everyone's like, oh, that's not real, and it should just be about the music. But it is about the music. I'll create the music, and why not want the whole world to hear it? Like, I don't understand why I would make an album and just be like, oh, cool, and then just sort of leave it on the side.
Stick it in the glove compartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes total sense.
I guess so, yeah. And you managed to follow the album without a phone, which blew my mind earlier. But, Thinking Out Loud is...
I mean, the song that is the most popular song as a first dance at weddings around the world. It was in the charts for a whole year. You feel you've trumpeted on this album?
I do. Well, on the first record, the A-Team was like the big song, and in my head I was always like, I'm never going to write a bigger song than the A-Team, and it kind of like, there was like a little cloud over me for a long time, and then when Thinking Out Loud came along, it sort of shattered that, and I was like, oh, it is possible. So now, I mean, that Thinking Out Loud was a lot bigger than anyone expected it to be, and I thought with this song, I think it's better. I think it's bigger.
So which is the song that we need to be checking right now?
It's called Perfect. It's called Perfect, but
and it feels perfect to you.
Yeah, do you know, that was the first song I wrote for the album. The first song I finished for the album, and my brother composed all the strings on it, and that was the first time we'd worked together. He's a classical composer, so it's you know, it's a very, very special song to me.
Well, coming to a church near you, we asked you guys at home to get in touch and tell us the stories behind your first dance, and as always, you didn't disappoint.
Well, that's how you do it, gents. If the wife takes a tumble, then she's on her own. My wife whispered to me in our first dance, she whispered into my ear halfway through and said, stop spinning, you're making me feel sick. So that's romantic, isn't it?
That is, you know, you've got a good one.
But you're not just there for the weddings, are you? They're there right from the beginning, and you're on record with the most romantic gig ever, apparently, where no fewer than 5 people got engaged at your gig. Yeah, pressure.
Yeah, no, I remember that. It was like... It's a weird thing, because it just started happening after Thinking Out Loud came out, obviously, and like I'd be playing a show, and then you just hear, middle of like a quiet song, like an eruption of like applause and screaming, and I'd be like, I didn't do anything, and then like I found out that people started getting proposed, and I was playing the O2 arena in London, and it happened like 5 times in one song, and by the end of it, obviously, I'd clocked.
It's getting annoying.
Yeah. That was fun. It was fun. For me, it's the most. It's such an honour to have someone pick such a special moment of their life to be either to one of my songs or at one of my concerts, or just like in and that's going to stay. Even if you know, I die and my music dies, it's always that person's memory.
And even
forever.
if they get divorced, they'll remember that song forever. I wonder if there's anyone here who got engaged at that very concert.
Surely not. Surely not. Oh.
It's Lauren and Tom, everybody! Congratulations! How did it happen?
Well,
what did you do?
I got down on my knee during Give Me Love and proposed to her.
So were you the first one past the fence? He said there was 5.
No, we were number 3, actually.
Number 3,
yeah.
OK. So you didn't get wobbly when you heard 2 little eruptions?
Well, slightly, but I knew I wanted to do it that night, so...
Did you get annoyed when the first 2 people did it before you? You like, oh, God, that's kind of like dropped me in.
Kind of stole my thunder, but of course...
But you were going through?
Yeah.
When's the wedding?
August.
10th of August this year.
OK, and how are the plans coming along?
They're going good.
Yeah?
They're going good. Bit stressful, but got my dress and everything, and invites are almost all out.
OK, what about the first dance?
Tenerife Sea.
Tenerife Sea, it's got to be.
Yeah. Tenerife Sea. Who sings that?
He does.
Ed. Oh, well.
They've left the guitar next to me. I think they think...
I think they think...
How much
here's your chance to rehearse it.
How much
you
of it am I
always need a
allowed to
little
play?
rehearsal time. Shall we lower the lights a little bit? Make it a bit moody? Ed, please do the honours. Guys.
You look so wonderful in that dress. I love your hair like that. The way it falls on the side of your neck, down your shoulders and back. We are surrounded by all of these lies and people that talk too much. You got the kind of look in your eyes as if no one knows anything but us. And should this be the last thing I see, I want you to know.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Ed. Big congratulations, of course, to Lauren and Tom.
Oh, another special performance from Ed later on. But first, here's our street barber, Michael Douglas. And as you're about to see, this film was tailor-made for Ed and me.
The redheads, indeed. I think I feel a bit left out there, but thank you, Michael. Before Ed performs, a reminder that Let's Sing and Dance for Comic Relief starts tomorrow night on BBC One, so here's what you can expect.
I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. And he's gotta be sure, and it's gotta be soon, and he's gotta be larger than life, larger than life. Oh, what you doing now? Martin Canary?
That's almost all we've got time for you. A massive thank you to my co-host, John.
Thank you to you as well, Angela. Now it's time for our world exclusive performing Supermarket Flowers. This is Ed Sheeran.
Tissues at the ready. We're going to need these.
I took the supermarket flowers from the windowsill. I threw the day-old tea from the cup. Packed up the photo albums Matthew had made with memories of a life that's been loved. I took the get-well-soon cards and stuffed animals. I poured the old ginger beer down the sink. Dad always told me, don't you cry when you're down, but Mum, there's a tear every time that I blink. Oh, I'm in pieces, it's tearing me up, but I know a heart that's broke is a heart that's been loved. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mum. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go, and when God takes you back, He'll say hallelujah, you're home. I fluffed the pillows, stacked the chairs, made the bed up, folded your nightgowns neatly in a case. John said he'd drive, then put his hand on my cheek and wiped a tear from the side of my face. And I hope that I see the world as you did, 'cause I know a life with love is a life that's been lived. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mum. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go, and when God takes you back, He'll say hallelujah, you're home. Hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mum. You got to see the person I have become. Spread your wings, and I know that when God took you back, He said, hallelujah, you're home.